What's up everyone, this is DR with the WoW Breakdown 101, and today we're going to be taking a look at what you need to know about 6.0.2 and what you need to do during this patch to get the most out of your first taste of the Iron Horde invasion. Now, there are a lot of class changes out there, and I've posted a link to Mike Preach's channel in the description below, as his channel is dedicated to class guides, and the groundwork that you will need to know for your classes has already been laid out on his channel. Now, just what do you need to know about what is coming in 6.0.2 on October the 14th, 2014? First off, those who have not started their legendary cloak quest will no longer be able to pick up the quest. So if you are wanting to get your cloak on an alt, or you're close to hitting level cap, you may want to get in gear and get that done. You only have a couple of days to do so. However, even if you get the cloak quest, you only have 4 weeks to complete the quest chain, which you will find very hard pressed to do. Is it worth doing if you don't have the quest started yet? Well, I'm just going to have to leave that up to you. Speaking of the legendary cloak, no longer will you need the legendary quest line completed to do the world boss Ordos, who has a chance of dropping normal Warforged items for your toon, which is great news for all those who don't have the legendary cloak and those who may want to kill Ordos later in Warlords of Draenor. Also, Brawler's Guild will no longer be available until Warlords of Draenor is released, as the Season 1 will be drawn to a close. Now, as many of you may already know, Siege of Orgrimmar will be changed to fit the new difficulty tier that will be used going forward in Warlords of Draenor. Flex as it is now will be the new normal with item level 540 gear and Warforged 546 item level gear. And normal as it is now will be the new heroic with 553 item level gear and 559 item level Warforged gear. Both normal and heroic difficulty will be flexible in size from 10 to 30 people. Finally, the heroic as it is now will be the new mythic 20-man fixed raid size with 566 item level gear and 572 item level Warforged gear. With so much going on and so many new things in the pre-expansion patch, one can be lost on what they should be doing and how to get the most out of the experience. So many people get in a new expansion or a new patch, cap level for the first time, and ask, what should I do now? Well, this is by no means the must do or the only path, but I will try to break down what you should be doing to get the most out of your 4 weeks you're going to have in this patch before the expansion comes out. Okay, the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take a look at your sexy new character model and get your nice screenshots. Check out all of the emotes just to appreciate the work that Blizzard has put into giving you an updated character model. The next thing that you will need to do, if you're anything like me, is assign your favorite mount and get your new summon random favorite mount button set up so that you no longer have to sit thinking, what should I use? Should I use this mount or should I go with that mount? But wait a minute, wait just 1 second, I have not rolled this mount in a while. Just take that decision making out of it, and you won't have to worry about getting burned out riding the same old mount over and over, unless that's your thing. Now, even if you have read all the class changes and looked at all the class guides for Warlords of Draenor, you need to open up your spellbook and read all your spells again to get a feel for how your spells have been changed and what spells have been removed. Now that you have a small feel for your class in 6.0.2, it's time to head out to the Blasted Lands to participate in the Small World event quest chain, which will take about 20 to 40 minutes to complete. This will help you to get a feel for how your class is now playing. Not to mention give you a feel for how questing is going to be in Warlords of Draenor. And just as I said in my new questing user interface in 6.0.2 PTR Quick Look, this is the most fun I've had questing since I've been playing World of Warcraft, and I can't wait to quest in Warlords of Draenor. Now that you've got your feet wet questing in the quest chain, and you've got a little bit of feel for how your class is doing, it's time to hit that training dummy so that you can get that new muscle memory for your tweaked rotation that you are now using in this beautiful patch. You can practice on your opener, practice on using all your cooldowns, practice and get the muscle memory out where you're using skills that you no longer have or that have been changed. Just make sure that you're on the training dummy until those little tweaks of the muscle memory from the old patch is completely gone and you're ready for the new patch. Next, you want to queue up with some buddies or solo queue for a sneak peek of UBRS to get a feel for how the bosses in Warlords of Draenor are going to play out and how the dungeons are going to play out. I have a short guide to UBRS Dungeon, which is in the link below and on the annotation that you see on the screen now. This sneak peek of UBRS will help you get in the right mindset for Warlords of Draenor, as you will see there are multiple spells to interrupt that work with each other, and dispels to be done if the interrupts are missed. The perfect example of this is there are a pack of 3 ads. One ad will channel a spell that slows its target's movement speed down, which is the tank, and the other ad in the pack casts a frontal cone attack in the direction of the tank. So if you don't interrupt the ad with the slow, it can cause your tank to get wrecked in the frontal cone attack. Finally, the third ad in the pack will cast a spell that puts a healing rejuvenation potion on its current target that needs to be interrupted. This can also be dispelled, and you will not just be able to power through it, so you need to deal with this, but you also need to deal with the ad that's slowing down your tank, as it can cause your tank to get caught in the frontal cone attack, so you have decisions to make. So this leads to some interesting decisions and some interesting gameplay. I love the feel of the new dungeons. Now, finally, all you raiding guilds that just want to get into raids and check it out, get your asses into Heroic and Mythic Siege of Orgrimmar. Test out the new changes to your classes in a raid environment, test out the flexible system for your new Heroic difficulty, and start checking out your recruits. For all of those looking to get into raiding, now is the best time to find a raiding guild and get your journey started. It has never been easier for a person that can't commit to a raid schedule to raid organized raid content. Make sure that you make good use of the revamped Group Finder pre-made groups section that Blizzard has added into the game. Remember that a feature, no matter how good it is only good if you use it. This feature has been in the game for a while now, just not with the cross server, and I have still been seeing pugs picked up in trade chat. Looking for those rated battlegrounds? Then check out the pre-made group feature. I implore you guys and gals, don't let the Group Finder feature go to waste. This is an MMO after all, so let's get out there, make new friends, experiences, and have a blast. MMO does stand for Major Multiplayer Online. There are other players and ballers out there. Let's go meet them. Finally, one quick thing that I want to touch on is remember that your class will feel a lot different, even if it's only slight changes. Don't freak out, as this has happened every expansion Blizzard has ever released, as it should. Otherwise, it would just feel like a patch, would it not? Now, what if you don't like the way your favorite main feels? Is it time to hit the forums, complain, quit your main and re-roll, quit the game altogether? I honestly say that you should tough it out and stick with it for at least the 4 weeks, and then cap your main in Warlords of Draenor. By doing this, it will give you time to get all that great muscle memory going on and realize that the changes can be scary, but it's not always a bad thing. That is all I have for this 6.0.2 guide, and I hope it helped you out. If it did, then give it a like, share, and subscribe to keep up with future content and to help support the channel. Now remember, this is by no means a set in stone guide that you should go by. This is a guide to help you out, to kind of give you the general thought process of some of the things that you should be going out and doing. There are a lot of other things that I did not touch on that other people will want to do, such as their professions, checking out the new Regent Bank tabs. There's just a lot of stuff to do. So get out there, and as always, have fun, and see you again next time.